to us, to our friendship, to our agency, to another year.
There was a certain point in time where we sort of became the fair-haired boy in terms of we were their hit.
Hi, I'm Madeline Hayes, and this is David Addison.
Right. And we'd just like to take a minute or two before the show starts to welcome you back to another season of Moonlighting.
I wasn't much interested in doing 22 of anything. If I couldn't do them well, I was much more interested in doing what I did well. I had figured out sort of the dirty secret of television at that moment, which was enormous profits were being made. So some of that could certainly be plowed back into the making.
A lot of times, because we were so late, they would literally beam the show wet to the East Coast, and we would get away with a lot of stuff that at the time was pretty risque for TV.
Get your hand off my behind.
Is that your behind? Is that my hand? You know, that's what I like about this place. You learn something new every day.
Would you get serious?
Maddie, I just have my hand on your behind. If I get any more serious, they're going to move us to cable.
Sometimes there'd be delays in scripts and stuff like that. But as long as you kept going, ABC it never seemed to really bug us about, as long as we got the show done, it was okay, because the show was breaking new ground at the time. It was really, really breaking new ground.
I've been in downtown Los Angeles in a location where the script supervisor was on the telephone with Glenn in longhand writing down the scene, writing down the dialogue, and then would take it, and I think we had a copy machine at least on the truck, copy some of those pages and hand them out to the crew and hand them out to the cast, and they'd learn the scene and we'd go shoot it.
We were always behind schedule because we were shooting it really like a film. And so the way we would try to catch up time was the car shots.
Mom, will you read me a story before I go to bed?
I mean, if you look at the driving stuff, if you really want to look at them closely and have fun with them, watch how bad a job they both do of pretending to drive. Because they're so caught up in the scene. And it was a nightmare in the editing room because they're not driving. And when you got the performances that we did, the last thing you want to do is give them a note of, let's go back and do this scene again, but drive better. I mean, it's just a dumb note.
A lot of times we did have the script pasted across the dashboard so you couldn't see it. She never saw us reading it, though. Sad to think that an innocent person had to die just because she fell for the wrong guy.
Wait a second, wait a second, wait a second. There's a page missing out of my copy of the script.
Classic Moonlighting. Just make fun of ourselves before somebody else can.
As a little girl, you were more of a door slammer, like your father. Still am. And the slamming doors. The slamming doors was something that we had to rebuild the doors every season because I would slam them so hard.
Of course I'll step into your office.
And white show, dream sequence always rings twice. ABC originally pleaded with us not to film it in black and white. To film it in color, we'll take the color out. And I had enough experience at this point with the network to realize that that was a fool's mission. So we literally went out and got the old cameras and the old film stock, and then discovered there was no lab in Hollywood that would develop it for us. Nobody wanted to take the liability. Finally, we were able to convince MGM Labs to develop this film in black and white. We put it together, and we knew we really had something special, but ABC was still terribly concerned that we were showing this black and white television show, you know, in 1986.
Road signs coming at you.
How long was I supposed to walk the streets? How much guilt was I supposed to be feeling? How long would those signs float over my head?
So we tried to emulate that, and that's always fun. I mean, that's a challenge to look at something and then copy it, but not make fun of it. I think that was. It was really homage, not parody.
There was a scene in which Bruce is sitting in the window of his hotel room, and he has a sign in the back of him. It's the sign, the neon sign that says hotel, but Glenn had set it up so it just says hot, and then he's playing his trumpet, but he's faking a number. And I'm thinking, well, now how am I going to deal with this to make sure that this looks really, really good on camera? So what I did is I used the freeze frame on my VCR, and I did a freeze frame of every one of his valve moves on the trumpet, and I made a chart for myself, and then I figured out every possible note that could be played with every one of those valves, and then I composed an original melody that wove its way through that chart so that when the music was played in post-score and added to Bruce's picture, it would look like he was really, really playing the trumpet.
I always play my horn with my shirt off, late at night, by an open window, next to a flashing neon light. I know I look good that way.
You know, the black and white show, Cybill just looked terrific in that. There's this one move that she does where she flips her hair back, and I was going, whoa, that is so sexy.
Part of the...
Well, I guess this is it. Over and out.
6-2 and even.
I thought it'd be different.
I didn't think about it.
If we could just have these 5 years to do over again, maybe we could... You know, David, after all these years, all we've been through together, the ups, the downs, the ins, the outs, I just want you to know. I can't imagine not seeing you tomorrow.
No tears and no fears. Remember there's always tomorrow. So what if we have to part? Well, we'll be together again. Your kiss and your smile are memories I'll treasure forever. So try thinking with your heart, and you see we'll be together again.
Times when I know you'd be lonesome. Times when I know you'd be sad. Don't let temptation surround you. Don't let the blues make you bad.
Someday, some way, we both have a lifetime before us. For parting is not goodbye, and we'll be together again.